We saw Baby Driver and we saw Spider-Man Homecoming. Do you want to start with Baby Driver?
Baby Driver, because I had a bit more time to sit on it. Baby, baby.
I'll let you kick it off, but I'll just let you kick it off.
As with all our chats about these things, it's spoilers from the beginning. So his name is Baby, but that's not really his name. It's a really good fun film. Now that I've had time to sit on it, I think it's got great reviews, which is good. I love Edgar Wright's movies. It's not quite as good as his other movies,
right?
But it's still better than 95% of what Hollywood's making. It's original. It's not a sequel. It's not a reboot. It's not a reimagining. It's his movie. It costs like $35 million to make. It's already made, I think, $80 million.
That's good.
Like, it's the kind of movie I want to see more of.
You know what I love about that? I didn't know the budget on it. So 35 million, because I looked up the budget on the new Spider-Man, and it's 180 million. So it's just like we literally went and saw like two like opposite films almost. You know, like budget-wise.
Yeah, but you don't see any budget problems with it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I definitely see Edgar Wright's gotten better as a filmmaker. He's gotten bigger as a filmmaker.
Yep.
There's a lot of things I might complain about in this film, but overall, before anyone gets the wrong impression, it's a great film. It's fun. It flies by, and everybody does a great job in it. All the actors are top notch. I thought it was brilliant, and compared to the other shite that comes out, it's steps ahead of them, streets ahead.
Yeah, I think I was trying to think of a summary for it as well, and I like what you said with, you know, it's just so much better than what Hollywood's just pumping out, the shite they're pumping out, like their Jumanjis they're pumping out and all that lot. So the thing about this film for me was I would not normally go see this kind of film in cinema. I would wait for a DVD, and then I know you'd be raving on about it, but it was Edgar Wright that brought me in, and then also it had like a vibe to it, and the trailers, and just like the talk and the press around it, and everyone was just speaking so highly of it. I was like, I actually want to go see this, you know. So and then like it's unique. It's different. It's original. It's not, oh, this is going to happen, or oh, they're playing that soundtrack, because I think one of the big things about it was the whole music and the guy listening to the music, and every time, like, the film was like in a way like a musical, wasn't it?
It was. I remember the start scene with that whole the first maybe 10 minutes of it.
Yeah,
I was on board when he's sitting in the car. He's waiting for the heist, and he's singing along, and the wipers are going.
Yeah,
and then there's the second scene where he's going through the streets, and if you're paying attention to the background, the lyrics for the song he's listening to is on the graffiti or on the posters or whatever. And I thought, oh, this is awesome. This is a film that knows it's a film, and it's having fun with it, and it's going to be great. And it was great, and it's clearly a movie that knows it's a movie, because a lot of the characters are, you know, stereotypes. There's the waitress, and then the two of them fall in love after just one meeting, and there's a lot of old Hollywood classic tropes in there. You got the crazy bad guy, you got the bad guy with a good heart, you got the boss man, you got the couple, you got all that kind of stuff. It's a chase movie. It's a, you know, he's got one last job to do. There's all those cliches and stereotypes in there. But that opening scenes with, like, it was like a musical. I wish the movie had been more like that.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because it kind of turned into not a regular film, but the music just sort of played in the background after that. You know what I mean?
I 100% know what you mean, because as soon as it opened up like that, it actually started. It worried me a little bit, because I was like, oh, am I really in the mood for this? But then they got me as soon as like the action came in, and how the music worked with it. But yeah, I do agree. The music after that first scene, when it came in again, it was secondary. Like in that scene, it was with the scene, and it was like, that was what he meant to do. But then the second time they did it, I was like, oh, it's definitely a secondary thing. But but still, like the effort of just like trying that is I appreciate the originality of it, you know.
Yeah, I love that big one shot. It was just like well, that's kind of what Edgar Wright's known for. He did that in Shaun of the Dead and those kind of shit. Yeah. So I was like, yes, he's on board, or everybody else is on board with him, and he can do what he wants. But he didn't quite go as crazy on this, you know.
There's one thing I loved it. I really did. I don't know. It's everyone's different, but like I say with Guardians, I can't wait. Like right now, I looked up Guardians 2 like today because I'm anxious to see when that comes out on DVD because I really want to watch it. They actually announced the DVD date today as well. It's August 22nd. But so I'm like, that's how anxious I am to watch that movie again. With this one, I loved it, and I'm glad I saw it in the cinema, but I'm not in any rush to see it again, I have to say.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch it in a year or in 6 months or whatever if it's on, but I'm not in any rush to buy the DVD and go and watch it again. Like, I've seen it, and it was great, a good experience, and original, but that's just one thing I have to say. It's like, and I saw it, and I went to work, and everyone was like, oh, how was it? I was like, oh, it's great, I think you'll like it, but then there's only certain people I know would like it, and there's certain people I know that probably wouldn't like it as much. So,
right. I think
because it's hard to sell it when you say, oh, it's Edgar Wright, the guy that did Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, because it's not really like those films.
No, it doesn't hit that, but that's what I mean. Like, he's growing, he's hitting a wider audience, but
totally, yeah,
he's kind of sacrificed a little bit. That's like you're right. It's a wider audience, but it's not those films that we love and he's known for.
Sure, and I don't expect it to be like those films either, but it's just
I do. I guess that's my problem. I kind of I think,
do you?
Well, it's just I would have liked a bit of heart in it. I don't think there was never a moment where it really got me. Like, there was a scene where he obviously spoilers, he takes the deaf care, his guardian, he drops him off.
Sure.
That scene didn't get me. The scene when he's in the car and his mother's tape is playing, like that seemed very reminiscent of Guardians of the Galaxy, and this will probably get compared to that a lot. But it's like, it's his mother. Yeah. It's the tape that, like, they've talked about that tape a lot, shown it a lot, and then he's listening to it, and it's like didn't resonate with me. And then finally when he gets out of prison, again, it just didn't make me feel quite as much as I would have liked to have felt. Like, you know.
No, I know what you mean. There was only a couple of scenes that got me. His carer a little bit, and then the whole prison at the end didn't connect with me. Like, it was too, like a bit too much of a happy ending. Like I know they had to show that he had to do his time and stuff, but him just coming out and then having that happy ending was a little bit odd.
Well, I didn't mind the happy ending in the sense of the film's stylized. Like, when the two of them fall in love, it's nearly straight away, let's fall in love, and then let's run away together. Like, it's not real world love. To me, that's old Hollywood movies.
Yeah, sure.
Just like everybody. You know, you got Bats, you got Buddy, you got Brains, like Kevin Spacey. They're all great, but they're not real characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they'll talk in that kind of way that real people don't talk. That kind of quick jiving 40s, 50s banter, and they're stereotypes, but they're updated and they're cool. And then there's funny bits in it and everything that makes them a little bit more rounded and less solid or whatever.
That bit,
not solid, boring, plain.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I know what you mean. As in, like, the ending would go. It kind of fits with that stylized film, I guess.
Yeah, and they even do it like in the 50s style. Like, she's sitting there on the 50s Corvette or whatever, and then later on it fades from black and white into color and all that.
I like the connection of the main dude and baby and the girl. What was the girl's name again?
Crap! Not Diana, not Sarah, Greta.
It was a while. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Brenda. No. Barbara.
No, Barbara.
Crap. There's all everyone's shouting now. Oh, guys, you didn't see it. No, we did see it.
I did like the connection of those two. I felt that pretty nicely. I thought it was pretty good. Him asking her out the diner and
Deborah, wasn't it? Like Deborah.
It could. I think it might be Deborah actually.
Yeah.
That's a very kind of diner name, isn't it?
Because it's named after a song. They have her song.
I think you're right. I definitely got really good connection of those guys, and also just the film in general, especially when they were in a diner. For me, was like it had a really kind of cool vibe to it. I don't know. It's hard to explain what it was. I don't know if it's just the way it was shot or the music or something, but it had a very unique vibe to it. Just even when they were talking and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
I think if you tune in with that,
that,
if you tune in with that vibe and you like it, then you'll like the movie. If you can't buy that moment, then you're kind of not going to get any of it.
Yeah, I agree. Someone might be in just to see, oh, he's like an action film. Oh, he can drive really well. Oh, it's got Jamie Foxx. It's like, no, it's not really about that. You need to fill the other elements.
And it's funny. It's a very funny film.
Well, I was just going to say one of the funniest moments for me was the masks. You know, when he asked him to buy the masks, and he got the wrong ones. What was it? Which ones did he ask him to get again?
He said, "Get the Halloween masks," and then he gets Mike Myers, and it's like, no, not Austin Powers, Michael Myers from Halloween.
Yeah. That was bloody hilarious.
He's like, this is Mike Myers. It's like, no, the dude from Halloween. Ah, you mean Jason? No.
Yeah, and they both no.
I think my favorite joke was just a small joke where Baby just keeps quoting Monsters Inc. And then Kevin Spacey just calls him and he's just like, look, that's from Monsters Inc. So stop saying that shit to me, okay? It pisses me off.
I know, yeah. He's like, it bloody well is, isn't it? Yeah. What was it? The one scene that kind of threw me off a little bit was Kevin Spacey when he decided to kind of help him. Again, spoilers. But you know, the lift in the elevator. You know, so in the elevator it goes, your debt's paid or whatever, and it's like it's never paid, or I don't know. Or he's like two timing him, and then he like gets the shotgun and he goes, run, run kid or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, for me, that was a real kind of very quick turn of events of him becoming like his best buddy and then actually sacrificing his life. I was a little confused by that, but then I kind of rolled with it because the film was a bit quirky, so I was okay with that. But I think there needed to be a scene that kind of I don't know if that stuck out to you at all.
No.
Because you kind of analyze these things a little bit more in detail.
Like he did say that one line. He says, "I was in love once." So I kind of get that, but
he's just basically.
I think Kevin Spacey I think him and Baby needed to have one more scene together.
Yeah,
because every scene that they have, it's either they're planning a heist or it's kind of ominous.
Sure.
Where he's like, well, baby, I don't have to threaten you, do I? You're going to come around tomorrow. And he's like, yeah. Because, like he did screw up a job. I didn't see that coming. The bank robbery when Baby's in the car.
No, I know.
And then he just decides to just floor it and just puts the fucking girders through the windscreen.
That was pretty tense with that woman, and then suddenly the police officer, and he's like, oh God, And then also, big clap for John Hamm. He did a great job in that, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he completely, like, you think John Hamm, I've seen him in Mad Men, like he's straight away, he's likable but dangerous.
Like, I was like kind of liking Jamie Foxx. I was like, yeah, he's pretty good, he's working it well. But I was like, John Hamm on another level, like really did a good job. Like he's a proper fucking maniac. And
I also what did you think about Baby? Ansel Elgort.
Actually,
because I mentioned him earlier, really cool. He was up for Han Solo. I think he would have been a good Han Solo.
I don't know a lot about him. What other films has he done?
I know nothing else he's done. We're useless at this. It's not our job. We don't know anything.
Yeah, you'd think we'd have a device that could check it up, but we've turned them off for 12 hours. So. But
I know he hasn't done a lot of film. He's not a big film guy.
I thought I loved that we don't know who he is. I love that. I love he was quirky for sure, and he fit the film perfectly. So yeah, I thought he was great. I didn't want to see some famous actor doing it, but yeah, I thought he did a great job of it. That's all I have to say there.
Yeah, it's just a great. I like that the character wasn't he wasn't a hero either. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, he wasn't your cliche, whatever.
Yeah, he was kind of like sometimes he didn't know what to do sometimes, and other times he was kind of an annoying prick, and other times.
Well, it's like with him. Yeah, with him just driving in the back of that car, like the van or whatever, he like panicked. You know, he was properly panicking there, and he was trying to look after his, his carer and stuff. And then when they came in and took him away, he was like, shit, what do I do? And then Kevin Spacey had him in like a tight grip, so he's just like, what, how do I get out of this? But then he also like oozed with confidence with the car and the driving and all that,
Yeah, he's in Divergent and The Fault in Our Stars. He's in those films, so there.
Oh, I know him in Divergent. I know him in that. So.
Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, I liked him. I liked what he did with it. I liked the character, and I like Ansel Elgort. Like some people were like, oh, I wasn't likable, and I was like, I kind of wanted that. I wanted a kid who, like, he is a kid. He's a punk kid who was stealing cars.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't start off as like this hard luck case. He got in trouble because he stole Kevin Spacey's car and then burnt it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I didn't want him to be like this, oh, everything's good and nice. But what I will say that I did like was, even though there was no emotional punch to the jailhouse, I really liked that Edgar Wright didn't let them get away.
Okay.
It was a twist on... It wasn't a twist so much as a lot of noir crime movies do end with the guy ending up in prison. But for this, it was like, they don't drive off into the sunset. He doesn't do a great big chase skid thing off. It's like, no, he gives himself up and he goes to prison. Crime doesn't pay. It was like that kind of thing of like, no, you don't get to walk away from all this shit. He's killed people. He's a murderer.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as well. Like, the fact that they showed that scene in him in prison, and then they showed the after as well, was a nice little addition, because they didn't have to do that. So.
Yeah, like they could have just gone the cheesy Hollywood route of he gets to the bridge and then he floors it and he gets past him and they drive off happy and free.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
I was half expecting that to be.
Yeah, so was I. And then Edgar Wright, he just decided, you know what? No, that's not the way the world works. I can't. I can't be a guy who shows like because he kills Jamie Foxx, he kills John Hamm.
Yeah.
He's a murderer, and as much as he's doing it to protect himself, there has to be some consequences.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that. The other thing I would say that I disliked, and again, I liked the film. I thought it was great. So we're just kind of like picking at it now in like little bits.
Totally,
is that the car chase at the start is the best one.
Yes, it is by far as well. Like, they actually. I noticed that as well. The rest of the car scenes aren't as elaborate or as long or anything like that. Yeah, I noticed that big time.
So for anybody who's listened to all our spoiler review of it, is there anything else you want to add before we give our recommendation to go see it or not?
I think that takes off everything. Yeah, that takes off everything that was on my list that I wanted to talk about it. And I think, you said it at the beginning. It's not that the shite that Hollywood's pumping out. It is unique. It does have that little bit of special sauce in it. Yeah. It's not like Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead, but it's still a great movie. And I think if I was going to rate it, I'd probably give it a 7.5.
Yeah. I think the way I rate the movies is that would I take anything out? No, I wouldn't take anything out. I would have liked a little bit more in there. Just a little more scenes. Yeah. Kevin Spacey maybe. Another great driving scene. And a little bit more heart to it just towards the end. Just get that emotional kick.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with any of that either.
This is the first film Edgar Wright wrote by himself. He wrote Scott Pilgrim with somebody else, and then obviously he wrote the Cornetto trilogy with Simon Pegg. So I'm wondering if he's too focused a bit on certain things and missing out on other things. But like I said,
possibly
I would rather take 5 of these than any other film that Hollywood usually shits out.
I agree, man. I agree. Like I said, I wouldn't usually see a film like this, but it was oozing like just good quality vibes and reviews and stuff. So I was like, I'll give it a go.
And it's making good money. It's doubled its budget. It's probably going to keep making money as it goes overseas. So
big time. Yeah, I hope it does well.
It's good for Edgar, and hopefully it's good for the whole genre. People will be like, oh yeah, we can make $30 million films again. We don't have to spend $180 million.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, click the subscribe button.
Yeah, and as always, you can check out the full episode on iTunes, or here it's going to be posted usually every weekend. Thanks for listening.
Oh yeah.